Hello everybody and welcome back to the tavern. We're going to continue our little, I guess we can call this analysis through some of Arcane's music, since Season 2 just came out and people have been hyping over Riot Games' amazingness with a lot of their songs and everything. Today we are going to be listening to and reacting to the music video for Blood, Sweat, and Tears from Arcane Season 2. I'm excited to kind of hear through some more, storytelling and musical elements, especially going into a spot where I know nothing about these characters, or know nothing about League or anything like this, and I've never even seen any of Arcane. It makes me curious and interested on how the music can tell a story from an outsider, not really, understanding how any of these plot lines and stories go. And as I said in these other videos, when somebody has a hyperfixation, well, the bard has to go and help to go with that hyperfixation. I'm going to get flack for saying that in every single one of these videos that I'm recording in one, swoop, but that's okay. As normal, make sure to like, subscribe, comment if there's any other things you want me to react to or just want to talk a little bit about Arcane or whatever. By all means, go ahead. I always like getting more information about the source material that I'm listening to, because honestly, I'm just here to vibe to cool music, and that's really what we want. All right, without further ado, let's go ahead and listen into Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Sounds like a lot of fun. Yay. Another thing I have no clue about, so we'll see. But it seems to be focusing on like one or two specific characters. Oh, that's a great way to start.
I was raised by wolves. I was born to lead, and I starve till there's no more mouth.
Oh, this gives me epic vibes. Ruthlessness. Whoops.
And a blade at my feet, but the weight of the world won't bend my knees. Broken bones, battle scars, I've seen the blood.
The tribal-esque music is really cool. I guess kind of makes sense for the character design they're going with here.
Forget.
I like the African drumming for this. Ooh, you have that boom, 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 boom. I like that stuff like that. Good old wars. Ooh. We have a little bit of genre mixing going here. That's cool. The harmonies are really unique too. It gives it a really nice flair to it. This particular genre does technically have a name for it. I will butcher the name of it entirely. We'll talk about it after the video's over. God, the choirs in the background are perfect to give the intensity of the scenes going on here, the intensity of the song. I like that a lot of the pulses and beats are really going along with the visualizations from here too. It's a good effect. Call into the gods. Is this why it gives me epic vibes?
is all I know.
Now Netflix goes crazy with their storytelling of video game franchises now. Wish I had my Netflix account still, because I'd totally watch this if I had it. Like I still can't believe they made like a whole thing with League, and it's really freaking cool. It is. This, oh my god. So imagine if Imagine Dragons was Africanized, because that's kind of what this feels like. It's like African pop-esque style, and I kind of always dig that style when you have a lot of the African drumming, the African vocals, pushing forward with more like rock-ish instruments. And I don't know, like the voices just, besides, you know, giving me Poseidon vibes with everything, with just the raspiness of the main singer and the choirs in the background, but just those the African pulse from here, the along with having the stereotypical, like, I don't want to call it stereotypical, because I don't know, Imagine Dragons popped into my head with just putting African elements into that kind of style. So it's it's fun. It's fun. I enjoy it. I like a lot of stuff. Whenever you have heavy texture, whenever you have a lot of choirs, whenever you have these like unique textures and timbres coming together to kind of create, you know, I understand why this is called Blood, Sweat, and Tears, with just like the sacrifice of war. I don't know. I'm guessing with a lot of these themes and everything from here, but it's a very, very tense, very slow trotting, very war tribal like song, and I mean, it fits with the visualization, everything else, based on what I think I'm hearing from there. But it's such a cool effect with this. Like, the oohs in the background are enough to kind of get it. And whenever we have any type of African music, just in general, we tend to always have more than one voice. Because when we go into more Africanization of modern music, I think that's what it's called, at least. You're always going to have those elements of tribal mixed in with the elements of like rock and everything like that. So you're always going to have oohs, you're always going to have these powerful choirs in the background while the tension builds up and everything, and it's always tends to be led by some type of drum beat.
There's a hand on my throat, and a place
Especially when it starts getting stronger, you start hearing the drums being like this drum bomb that bring into us in our next sections. The repetitiveness of the syncopation beats are just enough to continue rising the tension. There's your that kind of rock African beat you hear in the background. Because it gives like that. You kind of hear, yes, a drum set in there, but it's also kind of mixed with djembes. And when you have djembes and colons fit into there, along with these choirs in the background who are helping to build the progression, it brings more intenseness to the scenes, and it just keeps building and building and building, just like the rest of these, until it reaches like that climax. But I kind of love all of the textures and timbres being put together for here to feel the sacrifice, I guess is the best way to put this. I mean, blood, sweat, and tears makes sense. Plus you have the dot 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 dot. See, you have the like here's such a great example like of Africanization of things, because you have these like chanting in the background going on as we have a soloist going over with just enough timbre and texture to kind of keep the voices moving forward. It's like this section here especially, you can hear that. Like when the tension drops. Yeah, like that build up with the choirs, with the soloist just going over is such a perfect example of this style, and why it gives such such a specific feeling towards things. It's great. And that leads us into our B section, which then will bring us back into our main chorus line. Plus, you have a little bit of the techno in there since we're more futuristic with things. And then just combining that all together creates such a cool beat. God, that bass with it works so well too to get that kind of EDM style mixed in there too. Old and new together, it's beautiful. Is all I know. It's so good. It's so good. Just like the silence after it just like breaks off and goes, it doesn't even like finish the cadence. It literally, I think, ends on like a 5 or 6, which is that deceptive or plagal, and it ends so abruptly. God, it's perfect. I like that. It's so unique when you start getting genre mixing of multiple like old and newer genres together to create these kind of unique styles, because it builds such like it makes your head bob. I mean, you constantly see me move around whenever I'm like listening to something new and just kind of trying to take it all in. And it's the way that we interpret. I just dropped a die. Whoops. The way that we like interpret and keep mixing this old and new style together is so much fun to listen to. Riot Games knew what they were doing when they, yeah, paid to get these situated based on their characters and stories that they're telling with Arcane. They keep doing you, Riot Games. I'm enjoying your music. So, as always, thanks for joining as we, did a little bit of analysis of Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Again, these are just initial reactions and everything, but I'd love to hear what you think about everything. So, please put your own comments and thoughts in the over in the comments. If there's anything else you want me to react to, please by all means leave it in there. Like, subscribe, do all that lovely stuff to help the lovely YouTube algos, and let's just spread our love for music even further. All right, guys, until next time, I'll see you later. Thanks for hanging out today at the tavern. Bye bye.